Hello and welcome back to Renew You at Home. Today feels like a quieter episode, not because there's less to say, but because winter asks for less explaining. I wanted to share what I'm personally doing to support myself through this season, not as a checklist and not as things you should be doing, just as a little window into what gentle care looks like for me right now. Winter for me is not about improvement, it's about maintenance, keeping myself well enough, soft enough, nourished enough so that I don't feel scraped raw by the darker days. And that starts with listening to what my body is actually telling me. Lately, that's been warmth, oil, slowness, and fewer demands. Hallelujah, after that Christmas rush. One of the biggest things I notice in winter is dryness, and that absolutely is in my skin, in my body, but it's also everywhere. Dry energy, dry patience, dry reserves. So I've been leaning into body care first and foremost more intentionally. Using an oil after the bath, not rushing it, letting it be the last thing I do before getting dressed, top to toe. And what I'm working on is introducing that into my everyday routine after my shower as well. I've been using the Environ body oil because it supports the skin barrier in a way that feels replenishing rather than greasy. It supports that long-term skin health on the body, just like we like to do on the face. I'm pairing that internally with our Omega Plus supplements because winter dryness is rarely just topical and it's the easiest way to get that top to toe hydration back. It's not dramatic, it's just supportive. And that really is the theme of this season for me. Support, not solutions. For my face, I've been leaning more closely into simplicity. There are days where my skin needs more comfort, more lipids, more cushioning. And on those days specifically, not any set routine, I reach for my hydrating oil capsules and treat them like a top up rather than a routine. It's like saying, I see you, you're working hard, and this is what I'm doing for you. And so many of you are loving that as well. What I really want you to hear here is this: winter care does not need to be rigid, it's responsive. And some um, evenings specifically, support looks like skincare done slowly. Other evenings, it looks like stopping earlier and doing less. I've also been protecting the end of my day more carefully, not in a big aspirational way because I'm tired, but in small, realistic pockets. 10 minutes before bed where I'm not catching up, not planning, not scrolling. Sometimes that's applying oil to my feet, the same oil, and popping some socks on so that that stays in. Sometimes it's a hot drink in a quiet corner. Sometimes it's a bath with no agenda. Sometimes it's just sitting on the bed and doing my skincare without rushing off afterwards. None of those things are particularly impressive, but they're effective. They tell the nervous system you're allowed to slow now. And that matters because winter already asked our bodies to conserve energy. When we ignore that, we feel brittle. Reading has crept back in for me as well. Not self development, not improvement, just words that don't ask anything of me. Um, Journaling, not daily, not structured, but as a place to empty my head when it feels full, and trying to make note of all the little wins in my day. We're in January, so it's nice to have that for the whole year. That's my goal. Again, not about fixing, just making space. And I think there's this misconception with self care in the winter, especially, that it needs to be cozy, indulgent for it to count. But for me, it's much quieter than that. It's about choosing not to strip myself back any further, not pushing, not overcorrecting, not expecting brightness when the season is dim, just supporting myself where I am. If you take anything from this today, let it be this: winter care is not about doing more, it's about doing what prevents depletion. And that will look different for everyone. So maybe tonight or this week, you simply ask yourself, What would feel more supportive, not transformative? And this is in a world where we're all saying we have to be this new year, new me. Just let that be enough. Let supportive be enough. Until next time, take gentle care.